friends, welcome to African Web Developers, Zach Animate Studios. This is a new fresh video for creating mobile application. If you want to create cross-platform applications with either cross-platform applications, have you tried Ionic Framework? Do you know Ionic Framework? Basically, this is a mobile toolkit for creating high-quality native web applications, either real-time applications for Android or iOS. So today we are going to set it up and see how it looks like. Basically, we are going to go through the installation process, and then we are going to fire it up, and then later on we are going to connect with an API either for Laravel or MySQL database, either MVC API. So basically that's what we are going to look at today. So let's dive into the application. So first of all, you have to install it on your application. So to install the Ionic CLI, you just have to write npm install G, that is under G, Ionic CLI. That is going to install Ionic CLI, and then after you have installed the CLI, what you're just going to do is you're going to write Ionic start. Ionic start. When you create Ionic start, it is more of a helper. It's going to help you start your application. But basically, this is an error which we have not enabled it. The CLI for Ionic on our application. So what you can do, you can just jump to CMD or git CMD. So we are going to use CMD. That is basically, it normally happens on Windows users, or if you are using Git, it might not affect you. So you just write in Ionic start. So you have to have the name of the application which you are going to create in your mind, in your mind basically. So basically, you're just going to create a simple YouTube application. So we have already installed. Node.js. So basically it asks you, do you want to create a wizard application? So I might say no for now, so that I can create it just normally. So it will ask, which framework do you want to use? Do you want to use React? Do you want to use Vue? Or do you want to use Angular? So basically I will choose Angular. So it will tell me what is your project name. So basically, if you are a developer, you will give it your name. So let's just give it mobile app. Okay. So after you have given it the name, it will ask, you will be asked, do you want to use the tab, the side menu, the blank, or the list? So basically, let's try with a blank application so that I can show you more other stuff. Okay, the name is there, so we are going to say no, then provide a new name again, Ionic start. So let's just so we're just going to give another name, project name. It will be Mobilo app. Okay, that's good. And then we are going to create a blank application. So it's going to create for us that application immediately. So we give it a few minutes, it downloads the starter application, and then we are good to go. After that, I'll show you how to generate pages, how to generate pages, how to generate services, how to generate guides, and later on you are going to create a navigation of your application. So thank thank you very much. I know it's going to take a while, so I'm just going to fast forward, and then we get to the next bit as it has completely downloaded the app. So thank you guys. If you have not subscribed, please, you are missing out. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell the other friend. We at Zack Animate Studios, African web developers, we are designing websites, we are creating mobile apps, and also if you have a project, feel free to reach us out. We will help you out. If you have a pending project, any graphic design work you want, we can also do it for you. So reach us out. My number is 0716 201 688. So I love you guys. Give me a minute so that the project compiles, and then when it is done, we are going to pick it up from there. Finally, we have installed our application, the Mobilo app. So we are being told you just cd to Mobilo app, and then you can run Ionic serve. If you want now to add mobile applications, you can. If you want now to create it to link to mobile applications, which we will do it later, you can run npm add capacitor. So basically, those are the packages that help run creating mobile applications. So you can just continue. It is a very nice application whereby you continue to work, continue to create your application as it synchronizes, and then at the end of the day you just have one complete application, mobile application that syncs with it just syncs with your code, syncs with the application, and then you can have a continuous production, like you continuously producing the application. So what you're going to do, I normally use WebStorm. So what you're going to do is just going to dive into that folder. We open that folder where the Mobilo application, it's called Mobilo application desktop, Mobilo application. This is it. Then you just say this one. Then we're going to test it and see if our application is running. It has, these are the packages. Basically, it has the Node module where the JavaScript and all stuff lie, and then now we have the source folder where we have the app, the assets, the environment, and everything that you want. So on the app folder, that's where you will create your pages, you will create your services, you create your guides. So let's fire up the application and see how it works. So what you're going to do is just going to write Ionic serve. Ionic serve. If it's going to still you are having the same problem, it's just the policies have not been enabled, so you can just go to CMD. So you can use CMD at the same time. So you can still write Ionic serve. I have my reasons why I have not enabled that on PowerShell, so that's just the reasons why I normally just use CMD for running the application. So you can see it has started bundling the application. As you can see, it is ng cmd run app serve. So we can also, okay, first let's just see the application running. Give it a second, 1 to 3 seconds, so that it sets up the application, we're going to see it on our browser. So basically we can work on a desktop environment. If you want to also test it on a mobile based application, you will be required to install the capacitors, all those functions for compiling a mobile application. But right now we are just setting it up on our desktop. We are going to run it on our desktop, our local desktop. So we just go to the link that we have been provided, localhost 8100. There it is, localhost 8100. This is a freshly created mobile application. So you must have a background of creating mobile applications. So you can see, if you want to, you can enable the Chrome extension function. So you can you can start editing your application. So we have just the first element. Now to show you that it's a more of a HTML website, it's a more of a website at the same time application. You can just go at the folders, the homepage.ts. We can also take a look at these pages and the structures of how it looks like. So if you want to write your methods, your functions, you can write them on the homepage.ts. This is where you'll create your custom functions. At the same time, if you want now to create you want to write your own CSS, you'll write on your .css on the home. So each page can be customized accordingly. Each page can be customized accordingly to your client's need, your personal needs. So that's how you create your mobile application. There is module.ts if you want to load more modules for that specific page. But most of the modules are normally loaded on the global. There is one folder. Normally it's called app.ts. App.ts. This is why you load all the global modules that you want to use on your application. I will explain it later, but just to understand, if now you want to add your custom codes, that is your modules, your services, your guides, all of them, you load it here, so that when you fire up your application, it fires with with those codes, and then you can use it anywhere in your application. So that's it. Now let's open our terminal again, and let's show you how to generate some of these pages, services, and also guides. So most importantly, how to generate page. So basically, let's talk. Your client has told you, I want an application with a login page, logout page. So that one we call them authentication. The way you, as a developer, you know how you classify your files and folders. So I'll call them authentications. That is auth. So they will fall under auth or auth folder. So that is their auth applications, like they are the auth, where you have the login, registration, lost password. Those are auths. So let's just build at least a couple of pages to explain this. Go to your terminal, just write Ionic start. Not Ionic start, Ionic G. I mean Ionic G. Ionic start is when you're starting an application. Sorry for that. Ionic G is when you want to generate the pages, the modules, the guards, the classes. So that is it. Still, we're going to use CMD. Sorry, if you have the same issues, just use CMD. Ionic G generate. So it will ask, do you want to generate a page, a component, a service, a module, a class? So let's start by generating a page. So you'll give them, let's call these pages. So basically the first name is the folder name, and then the second name is the page name. The first name, what I mean is, we call this folder auth, and then you generate it in you generate the page that you want. You call it login. Okay, login, that is a login page. You're generating a login page. Okay, so that is going to generate for you a login page. Just to prove it has created. Now let's go to our page, to our source folder. Our source folder, you'll see we have an auth folder, and then now inside the auth folder we have the pages. We have the TS, the HTML login.p. So that page, that is it. Yeah, that is the login page. You see it has a login page. So that's the first page. You can also generate another page, so an Ionic J, and then you just now you give it also another page, and then you give it a name, and out, and then you just generate register. Now that is a register page. So that's how you generate register page. Let's now generate. Now basically all the functions, it's a good idea to create the main logic functions. You create them in a separate place. So these logics are normally created on the main logics of the application are normally created on a service. Okay, so the service are the ones that create major functions for the applications, basically, so that you can now pick those major functions, either drawing information from the database, you bring them to the service, and then when you bring them to the service, now you can now redistribute to each particular page. Let's say you have a page and you want now to distribute like posts that you want to see on that page. So first you'll bring those information from the APIs. They'll reside on your service. So let's just create a global service. We'll call it a global service. So what you're going to do is still going to write Ionic generate, Ionic G, and then you're going to generate a service. Okay, you create a service, and then you can give it a name as services. Now it will be on a folder called services, and then you can give it a name global. Now that is a global service. Global service. Okay, so that's a global service. You'll see how it looks like. It always just have some profiles, the TS, and so on your app folder again, as it reloads. There it is. You have a service. Now that is the global service. This is where you're going to write your functions. Let's say get customers. Now you create your get customers. So this one is going to bring all the customers in your function. So that's where you're going to create that's where you're going to create now your custom codes for getting customers. That is the login function, login users. users, something like that, depending on the request of your client. Okay, so I'm just showing you the basic ways on how you can go about it, and then you can just do it on yourself, like according to your client's needs. So these are the functions you're going to create, and then now you're going to call them in your. Now let's say we are going now to call those functions in our home page. So basically, I don't want to. So basically, like we can create a function like load users, like load customers, load customers, load customers, load customers. That will be a function that loads all the customers. But now that customer, you will have to, now on the constructor side, you're going to create you're going to reference now the global function. You're just going to public private, now these are private function it's called global global service. Okay, global service. Okay, so you have to import that global service. Okay, let's because I'm using let me see, I need to now use global service. Import service. I think it's called service. Yeah, global service, like that. Yeah. So global service. So this one has to be the same as this one. Okay. It has an error, but let's just let me see. Yeah, global service, something like that. But that is what it means. So you call the global service and then you add it on your global service. So to use that, so basically it will, now you can use that function inside that global service. So basically this global service will have, you'll able to access now these controllers, either the get customer controller, login controller from the global service inside your application. So basically that's the way you create your pages. I didn't want to go in deep into that, but just to show you can create now your application. And then the goodness it has that if it has an error, it normally compiles the error and highlights that error in front of your screen, that is in front of your browser. So if you have some errors, what you just go and do is just to go and either remove the errors. For now, we're not coding. I'm not completely creating application with it, just showing you how it is done. Control save, and then when you save that, if it doesn't have error, the page will be okay. So I'm not really teaching you how, I'm not really showing you, I'm not creating an application immediately. I'm just introducing you to creating the application, but we will learn. We will create a simple application, either a blog application from, we can use WordPress APIs to highlight the codes on then we highlight the details from the backend of a WordPress application or Laravel application or ASP, MVC, ASP.NET application. So basically we generate the APIs, and then because most of the applications normally consume the APIs. Most of the application normally consume the APIs in JSON format. So those are the things that you have to understand. So guys, thank you for being with me all this time round. It's more of developing, building one another, and also if you think these are the videos you want me to create, you can just leave a comment, or you can directly contact me on my number 0716201688. You can WhatsApp me, you can call me. We can build this community for developers, and also we will do a lot of graphic design. We'll do a lot of fun together. So I love you all. If you have not subscribe to my channel, so that I can also get that morale to continue giving you, to empower you with the right knowledge. May God bless you. Stay safe. God bless you. We will still build on this app. It has not yet. It is this is just the first step. So basically, I'm just highlighting for you the first step to do. So you can do a lot of things. So if you know what you want, go for it. Cheers. Salute.